Good morning, everyone. It's Erica here from E2 Paper Crafts. And it's Monday morning, September the 13th. Oh my goodness, we're into the fall. So I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. We had company for dinner last night. That was probably our last time that we can eat out on our deck. But we had a lovely time and we had some entertainment. Each time the wind blew, millions, I'm not kidding you, millions of acorns fell down. Luckily, we were under a shelter, so we didn't get bonked on our heads, but it was quite something. Anyway, today I have a fun sketch for you. I'm using Dawn Griffith's sketches. I change up my sketches every now and then because there's lots of wonderful sketches out there. So I'm continuing on with Dawn's sketches here, sketch number 5. And I'll just hold it up here, but I will turn the camera to my desktop so you can see it in more detail. So it's got several basic layers on top of your card base, and it's got this large circle, and I'm going to use this stamp set called Holly Jolly Wishes. This is in our mini catalog. It's a fun set. Anytime I make Christmas cards and I just want to quickly grab a greeting, this is the set that I am navigating to this time. It's got some great inside-outside greetings. And then I'm using the wonderful paper from the Penguin Playmates paper, designer series paper. And this paper you can get for free with a $60 order. So, for example, if you purchase the Penguin Place bundle that's in the mini catalog, then you can add the paper to your order for free. This is kind of a cool deal because we are running Celebration this month. So I'm playing with those papers, really pretty colors. So let me turn the camera down. I've got 2 people watching. I'll turn the camera down. I will get my iPad started so that I can see your comments. So here is our sketch for today. It's got quite a few layers in here. So I've already pre-cut my paper just to save on some time. Either of you crafting with me this morning? So on Sunday, we had our second stamp camp. I do this with a couple of other Victoria demonstrators. We call ourselves the Silver Sisters. And it was great. It ran from about 10, it finished at 2, but we scheduled it from 10 to 3. We made 9 different projects. We had about 9 people attending on Zoom. And it went very, very well. I think everybody was really pleased. We're going to send out a survey and see what their comments are. And we've already got another one planned. So if either of you ladies want to join, mark the date of November the 28th. It's another Sunday. And I'm meeting with Adrian and Tanya Wednesday night to talk about our projects and what stamp set we're going to feature this time. So it was lots of fun. Okay, so here's my card base. First of all, I decided to use this paper. Look at these cute little penguins, little foxes, and some bears. And so I thought I would use that paper, and I wanted to pull out this fresh freesia color. So let me grab my trimmer to score my cardstock. You're still drinking coffee and waking up. Good for you. I was up, well, I shouldn't say early. I was awake by about 7. And I just lay in bed listening to the acorns falling. And I heard some, what the hell are they called? Canadian goose fly overhead. So yeah, I'd be heading south already. I don't know. So I'm going to get my bone folder and score this, or burnish the side here, because I don't think don't think that's scored exactly centered. That's what I love about a bone folder. If you don't get the score quite right, you can kind of guide your paper, and then you can burnish it. So there's our card base. Okay, and then I chose to do the, so when Dawn does hers, she just puts a variety of just neutral colors like black and 2 different shades of gray, maybe to indicate the different sizes of the papers. So this basic black was 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4.25 for your card base. And then there's a smoky slate piece, see back here. So this I've chosen to use the Fresh Freesia. That looks great on the black, doesn't it? Okay, and then the next layer was white, cut at 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. So I decided to use this fun paper. So it's a really narrow layer here. I'm just going to ignore that. That might be, oh, it's my sister calling from Nova Scotia. I'll have to decline that. I did say do not disturb on my phone. I'm not quite sure. I guess phone calls come through no matter what. Okay, I will give her a call later. Okay, so I've got this on here. And then I decided to bring in some of this beautiful Just Jade paper. This is this piece back here. And this is 2.5 by 4.25. And I decided to emboss it with our beautiful evergreen embossing folder. It's got lots of trees on that. Isn't that pretty? I love that. So I'm going to actually put that on there. And then they've got a scalloped edge here. This is a retired punch. We used to have this scalloped edged punch, but I don't have that anymore. And so I'm going to pull in some of this beautiful ribbon. So this is what I love about the sketches. You can do whatever you want on there. So I'm going to do this ribbon. And I need to wrap this ribbon around this layer here, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is let's stick this DSP down onto this paper here. So let's just get out my tape runner. This is so pretty, this paper. Look how pretty that is. Okay, so then the this goes on top, and then I'm going to wrap the ribbon around. So when I glue down anything that has been embossed, I really like to use my Tombow glue. It's hard to run the tape runner across all the bumps, so I like to use the glue. So let's put this on here. Ooh. Yes, that is a beautiful embossing folder. It's a big one too. I'll go and get it and show you. Can you see that? It's a 6 by 6 embossing folder. Let me put this back here and see if you can see it better. There, now you can see the trees. See that? So there's a nice staggering different heights on the trees. It's very, very cool. It's a really nice embossing folder. I hope this sticks around for quite a while. And it's called, yeah, Evergreen Forest. Evergreen Forest. So that's in our mini catalog. All right, so the next step is we're going to wrap some ribbon around here. I want to make sure my glue is sticking here. Then for this circle, I thought I would do some embossing. So in this Holly Jolly Wishes, I'm using this big Merry Christmas to You. So I'm using this stamp, and I'm going to emboss it. So I've got a piece of scrap white here. And let's get out my silicone craft sheet. And I've got my, when you do embossing, you really need one of these. They call them embossing buddies. We don't sell it anymore, unfortunately, so you have to get it elsewhere if you don't have one. And then you need this Versamark ink. This is our sticky ink. And then I need white. Oh, no, I wasn't going to do white. I'm going to do silver because white on white won't work. That's silly. I'm going to grab my silver embossing powder. Here it is, silver. So we've got that. I need a spoon. Let's put this ribbon to the side. Okay, there's my powder. I've got my spoon. And the only thing I need next is I need my embossing gun, which is over here. And just let me plug it in. Okay. All right, so we're going to ink up this stamp. Get it nice and inky. And I'm going to cut this out with one of our circle dies, so I'm not putting it too close to the edge. Okay, and then I really like having these large plastic containers for embossing powders, because then you keep the mess in the container and not all over my desk. Okay. Now I'm going to be making some noise, ladies, so bear with me. I like to run it for a few seconds to get warm before I start heating up my powder. I'm sure you've heard the story before of how I got involved in rubber stamping right from day one. Was when I saw powder change in a store downtown in the early 1990s, and that's what sold me. And even today, when I missed a bit. Even today, when it starts to change, I get a big thrill out of it. There it goes. Sometimes there's a stubborn bit. There we go. That looks great. Okay, I'm just going to grab my dies and I'm going to go cut this out. So here's the die. All right, so where are we here? We need to wrap our ribbon, don't we? So here's my ribbon. I'm going to figure out where my circle's going to go. About like that. So I want my ribbon sort of like there. So I'm going to just turn this over. And what I do is I just take a bit of my tape and then I wrap that. Look how sparkly that is. Love this ribbon. This is new ribbon. Look, it's really sparkly. It's got bits of purple in there. Really pretty. I love ribbon. Okay, so now I can stick this to my card base. I always make sure I know where my card opening is, because just recently I put a layer on backwards. So I try to remind myself to make sure I know where that opening is. Look how cool that is on the black. Picks up the black feet of the fox and the penguins. Okay. Coming together, and then we've got this lovely thing on there. Okay, so I think I'm just going to add some gems to fill in some of these white spaces in here. And I want to mount this up on dimensionals. So let's get some dimensionals out. And let's pop this on top. Just going to go back to my sketch. I'm not forgetting anything. The Christmas is right over the ribbon. Okay, there's our Merry Christmas. Okay, now let's look in my embellishment box. I get excited when I get to look in my embellishment box. It kind of reminds me of buried treasure. These are called our 2021 to 2023 in color jewels. These are all of our new in colors, and so it's all the colors that are in this paper. So I might pick up some of these purple ones, I think. Soft freesia, or fresh freesia it's called. And I'm going to use my take your pick tool with the putty end, and let's take, there's sort of like larger and smaller sizes here. I like to do 3. There we go. What do you think? Cute card. Karen is watching. Hi, Karen. Drop by for a few minutes between appointments. Yes, helps to bide your time. Okay, so let's do the inside, because I have some leftover pieces of this gorgeous Playful Playmates Designer Series paper. So I could do, I kind of like it on the vertical. So I could just trim that down a bit and do it on the vertical, or I could flip it over and use these stars here. Yeah, maybe I'll do the stars. So let's grab my trimmer. Let's trim this down to, say, 1/2 inch. There we go. Karen, I was telling the ladies about our stamp camp yesterday. Karen attended, and I think you had a good time, didn't you, Karen? Okay. We'll glue this on here. I think I'm going to go out to the edges. Turn this around. And I'm going to turn this sideways just so I can line it up really well using my grid sheet. So this did fit edge to edge, so I'm going to pull it in a bit. No, I can't see the other end. Let's do it this way. I want to get it on that 1/8 of an inch, or 1/4 of an inch. There we go. Okay, so that's the inside. Now let's take a look. Is there any other greeting I put on the inside? Merry Christmas to you. 'Tis the season to be jolly. Yeah, that's kind of a cute little greeting. 'Tis the season to be jolly. I haven't used the stamp set much, so they're still stuck to the rubber. Let's pull out a block. Okay, and now let's see, what color should we do? Maybe the green, the Just Jade green. Let's do this. Actually, I'm going to go grab the penguin stamp set. I want to see if there's any other little things we can stamp. Oh my gosh, there's some snowflakes in here. Yeah, look at how cute the stamp set is. I love this stamp set. Actually, I think I'm going to do some snowflakes in here. And then I can use the snowflakes on the envelope. So let me get my Fresh Freesia ink. We'll just do some snowflakes. I like to rotate the stamp. Yes, it was a good start on Christmas cards, wasn't it? It's good to start early. Okay, there's some stars. Let's just, while I'm doing that, pull out an envelope. And let's put some, I don't know, they could be stars or snow, I guess. Let's put some on the bottom edge of the envelope. So I'm just rotating the stamp. There we go, purdy purdy. Okay. And then we can now do the, actually I don't need this. Don't need my silicone mat if I'm using our red rubber stamps because they've got foam in them already. You see that? So you don't need any cushioning underneath. I'm going to put it over here. I'd like to do, oh, is that on my card? Yes. I like to do things a little bit differently sometimes. Everything does not have to be centered. Look at these two colors together. They're just brilliant. These are going to be great Easter colors too. Okay, so now we can glue this inside our card. And then we're done for the day, ladies. so cute. So I think I've told you this before, but I do upload these to YouTube. So you can find them over on YouTube. I do it as a replay. You can always find them again in the feed here and in the media folder on the group. They should be in there as well if you want to rewatch anything. Sometimes it's just easier to go to YouTube. There we go. There's our card with a beautiful inside and a lovely little envelope.